Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Thank you, KK and Rye, on this episode, one of my favorite ones, because we all know it's getting close now when we talk about this topic. It's that time of year again, Ryan. It was just cold a couple days ago. Now we step outside for not even a minute, and you told me you are sweating your buns off. It's Phil and Rye on Listen Up. Ryan, I'm glad you brought it to my attention because the UConn women's basketball faced three big questions, according to CT Insider, for the Huskies as summer workouts and summer classes begin. That's right. So, Ryan, I come to you this morning, actually this afternoon, and the three big questions I saw, the CT Insider, thank you, shout out to them. They pointed out what's new, who's back, and what's ahead. Now, I promise everybody, like, comment, and subscribe, by the way. Ryan, they're going crazy with it, and it's the off season, right? We can't imagine what it's going to be like. We're excited for this new season coming up. But Rye, we didn't read, right? We didn't read. Now we might have skimmed over, but we didn't read what exactly word by word what CT Insider put down. I want you to break it down for us and everybody else. Comment away. Ryan, what are you looking forward to the most in these 2025 summer workouts? Phew, it gives me chills thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it's always pretty exciting when the players get back on the court, even if it's just for a little light summer workout. But I don't, I think in UConn nothing is is really a light workout. I'm sure Gino will be working the players pretty hard, even though we're still quite some time away until the regular season starts. But I think it's going to be really exciting to see these five new faces for the UConn Huskies. Of course, we have the three new recruits out of high school coming in. We already covered them during the off season. Kellis Fisher, Gandhi Malou, Mamal, and Belanca Quinones. So those three players alone are very exciting to see and what they're going to bring to the table for us in their first freshman year here at UConn. And of course, the two players we got out of the transfer portal. First, Sarah Williams from Wisconsin. Of course, unfortunately, we're only going to have her for this 1 year as she will be a senior for UConn. But it's going to be exciting to see her for the first time in a UConn jersey. Of course, we already know the past 3 seasons she had with Wisconsin and what she could bring to the table for this team this year. And then, of course, the newly acquired a couple weeks ago, Kaylee Heckel from USC. It's going to be exciting to see her as well. And she will have 3 seasons, 3 years with UConn, hopefully, as she is only in her sophomore year this season. So I think just seeing those five new players alone is very exciting. And then, of course, all the familiar faces coming back with us. Caroline Ducharme, AZ Flood beginning their senior campaigns with us. KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, Ice Brady already in their junior seasons with us, and so many other players. And of course, the injured players as well. It's always kind of fun to keep an eye out to see when they're going to recover and be able to come out for these workouts, or if they'll be able to work out at all. Not sure if Ayanna Patterson will be back with us. I know she missed, I'm pretty sure, all of last season with that injury. So hopefully, haven't really seen a lot of Ayanna, unfortunately, besides her freshman year. She's dealt with a couple injuries, so hopefully she can get back out there and we can kind of see her during the summer. And as well, Morgan Shelley got injured, unfortunately, so hopefully we can see her out on the court pretty soon. Not sure how far along she is in her recovery process, but hopefully at some point during the summer we'll see both of those players who we didn't see last year.
So Ryan, according to CT Insider, now this could happen. Not saying it will, but and not. I read around and look around on our podcast. Not a lot of people really care about the polls. You know, we get it. I get it. Uh, Ryan understands. You don't care that much, Ryan. You admitted that. But with UConn being the national champions, the reigning national champions, they could start the season at number one, right? When the preseason polls are released in the fall. So again, that would be a great video to put out. But I'm not even questioning you so much when it comes to summer workouts about them. This is UConn. All right. I have total trust and faith. No pressure being number one in the country, right? I think I'm telling you is you pointed it out right. It's very great to see these new faces. All right. Now the veterans, like the returning players, that's great, you know. But again, is what are you, what's most important to you? I'm not worried about them handling the pressure being number one. They could be number one. What is more important other than these players getting that chemistry? I think we talk about it every summer. I mean, isn't that the most important thing that we're bringing up on this video today, to see how the new faces, work with the returning faces? Is that simple?
Yeah, I think the past couple years we've seen right out of the gates, almost the first game of the season, the chemistry is already there. So I think certainly that's one of the most important things, and one of the goals of this team every summer workout that they do is kind of building that chemistry, and of course on and off the court. But yeah, I think as soon as the first week of the season starts in the regular season, we see that right out of the gates, and that's a really important factor that really doesn't get talked about. I mean, a lot of people probably don't think it's that important to have a lot of team chemistry, but that's a really underrated aspect of this team, this UConn Huskies team that they have every single season. I think it really goes a long way throughout the whole entire season. But yeah, I think it's going to be exciting to see everybody out there kind of get in the groove of things these next couple month or so, June and July. But yeah, hard to believe we're already in the summer, but it's going to be the first look at some of these new faces and kind of get the coaches to kind of instill in them what it means to be a UConn Husky. And it's going to be great to see everybody play together again.
June the 5th. Today's June the 5th, and we're happy to be alongside everybody, Rye. And yeah, we can't wait for the season to start. Jason D'Amico said, Q is one of my faves. She plays with fire and passion. I think her one flaw for Gino was her lack of speed on defense and transition. I look forward to see how she progresses at North Carolina State. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, I think that's going to be a pretty good fit for her with NC State, but I think that was fairly disappointing because I think Kaden Samuels coming out of high school, one of her most important attributes of her game was the speed, and I think not to see that right away was a little bit disappointing. I can imagine for the coaches and Gino at UConn. So hopefully, like we said, we'll be able to see more of Kaden Samuels on NC State. Hopefully, she does. If we do face them, she doesn't score about 20 points on us. But we're of course wishing her the best with her new journey there at NC State.
How about the disruptive one? Said, I was worried she was coming back to Stores. I'm glad that this was announced. I think it was best for both parties for her to move on. I don't know anything about North Carolina State, but I kind of thought Q needed a bigger step down if she wanted to get serious playing time. Some other players that have moved on have done okay after moving on. Sailor, Mir, and Ines. Hopefully Q can join that group.
Yeah, I mean, NC State's a tough school. I mean, they get a lot of new prospects every single year out of high
Mhm.
school. A couple players in the transfer portal. Westmore, of course, been doing this quite some time. So I think it's going to be really competitive, but I believe they will give her a chance. But I think this definitely was the best decision for both parties because, of course, now with Samuel's departure, UConn was able to get Kaylee Heckle. So I think that worked out pretty good for both parties in that sense.
This is what we always talk about, Rod. This is interesting. When Lindsey Matthews said, that's the tough part of being recruited by UConn. If you're not one of the top seven players, you will probably not get much playing time. What a waste to sit on the bench and only get a few minutes at the end of a few games to play. I hope she does well at North Carolina State. Ryan, I don't want to name, you could name so many, right? So many. And that's not a bad thing. So many players that have that just had great talent, but they hardly play at all at UConn.
It is unfortunate. I think for a lot of these women, it's their dream to come to
Mm.
UConn. We see it a lot whenever we get a new prospect, a new recruit, or even somebody that's like Sarah Williams, who's been playing for 3 years already, talking about how they've always wanted to come to UConn. They grow up watching all of these legends that play for UConn, but unfortunately, some of them it doesn't work out. And I mean, we get so many great players at UConn, and unfortunately, Gino can't really play all of them at one time. So I think, yeah, I mean, especially with how big the transfer portal has gotten over the past couple years now, we're going to see it a lot more for some of these players that can unfortunately get that many opportunities at UConn.
Summer workouts, right? You gotta love it. It's that time of year again. November is approaching quicker than ever. Friends, sun, sand, and the sea. That sounds like a summer to me. That's right, Rye. That rhymes, all right. But I had to tell you that. And Rye, cannot wait to share this summer with you and everybody out there. And we appreciate everybody's time in watching us. And Rye, I will see you right back here on the next episode on Listen Up. Go take a swim.